This is a story from the Old Testament. It's about a group of people called the Israelites. The Israelites were God's people. At this point in the story, the Israelites have already been saved, rescued from slavery in Egypt, and they've been taken across the Red Sea. God parted the way for them to get across. You might remember it. At this point, they're now on their way to a place called Canaan, which is the land that God had promised them. They were not far off from the land of Canaan when God spoke to Moses, the leader of the group. He asked him to send 12 people from their group into the land of Canaan to spy out the land, to take a look and see what it was like. Moses asked the people to find out if the people in the land were strong or weak. Did they live in cities or in camps? Were there forests or mountains? And he asked them to bring back some of the fruit which was ripe. The 12 spies crept into the land where they saw that it was really, really good. There were so many grapes that they had to get a big pole and carry them back because they were so heavy. But what they also saw was that the men in the land were strong and they were tall, and they were beginning to get very afraid of them. They were gone for 40 days. When they returned, they showed Moses and everyone in their group how delicious the fruit was. They were also talking about how high the city walls were and how fearful they were of the people there. They said, "We can't go into the land. We'll look like tiny little weak grasshoppers to them." 2 men called Joshua and Caleb said to everybody, "Let's go into the land and take possession of it, for we are able to overcome it." They knew that God was stronger than any giant. The Israelites started freaking out. They were so scared that they didn't want to go into the land that God had for them. They were not on the same page as Joshua and Caleb. They let the fear overcome them, and they'd forgotten all the things that God had done for them over the years. They were left to wander around in the desert for 40 years, 1 year for every day the spies had been gone. 40 years later, Joshua and Caleb got to go into the land of Canaan, the land that God had promised them. It's encouraging for us to remember this, and remember that Joshua and Caleb had faith even when everyone else around them didn't trust that God could help them.